Hello. We're live. So just trying to get everything set up. It's hard to try to get everything done like right at the last minute. Abigail literally has rice on the stove, so for dinner.
Yep. What if any notes did you take?
How many what?
What if any notes did you take?
I took some notes. But my computer is being a little bit wonky, so hold on a second. I gotta go get my charger.
All right. Here, I'm gonna
tell me about the notes that you did not take while I'm listening.
Okay. What if any notes did I take? Well, that's a great question. I can't find one whole page of my notes, which is making me a little upset. Understandably so. Very upset about this. I can't find it. Okay, well, today was a doozy. So I've seen some speculation. Sorry, I literally just got done cooking dinner, so I'm now hot and stuff. I've seen some speculation that the reason that Johnny Depp's team took a little bit more time than they probably should have with cross-examination of the last witness is because they were worried that Johnny Depp was going to be called, and they wanted to be able to have, like, because so when you're called to the stand, you can't talk to anybody about your testimony, including your lawyers. So I think that his lawyers were trying to run the clock to make sure that Johnny Depp did not have to not be able to talk to his lawyers, because I think that that was really uncomfortable for him last week or 2 weeks at the beginning of the case when he couldn't talk to his lawyers for an entire weekend. So I've seen that kind of speculation that that's why, in particular, the back end of today's case, today's court was really rough. But if that's what was being done, if they were just running the clock, like, they have every single right to do so, especially if it's in the benefit of their client. Additionally, they have the time to run out. Like, they have nothing but time. They've got 12 hours or how many hours?
They have 16 hours left, and Heard's team has 4 something.
Yeah, they've got nothing but time. So to be quite frank, like, nothing but time. Let me see. Hello, Heidi.
Time is on my side. Hey, Heidi. I need to go in and say, hey, is there any comments? I have to go back into my YouTube video.
I just saw.
Hold on. Okay, there I am. Let me make sure I've got the volume turned down.
Hello, Courtney. I am so hot and sweaty, so pardon my appearance, but I got a tan. Look at
Yay! Woohoo! Boobies.
Hello, Marie.
Hey, Courtney. Hey, Marie. Hey, Gracie. Did you see your wife just showed her tatas?
Only a little bit.
6, 7, 8. So you got like 25 minutes left before work starts for you, huh? Or is it already starting? I'm not sure. Okay, let me go to my email because that is where my notes are. She did just breasticle us. She's good for that. You know how she is. She was showing in.
Just a little. It's not like I was like, I didn't show everything. It's just a nice, subtle, mild.
Call that?
Yeah.
That was subtle?
I mean, I could have popped one out.
No.
Hey, give me. I'm gonna tell him dinner.
Okay. So, Abigail took no notes. None. She took no notes. I took notes. My notes.
That's not true.
Oh, you did take notes. Okay. Go tell your family dinner is done. Hey, Love and Sparkles. So, excuse me. But the notes that I started with, can't chat but listening. That's okay, Gracie Poo. Was Dr. Moore. So Dr. Moore was the hand doctor, right? And he's talking about how the vodka bottle couldn't have caused the injury that Johnny Depp sustained based on something to do with the nail bed was still intact and blah, blah, blah. Did he or did he not, I feel like a lawyer, say that his hand was resting flat?
Yeah.
The lawyer, the witness.
Yeah.
Did he not say that Johnny's hand was resting flat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He said it like more than once.
Yeah, and when he got
then,
told that was correct, he still doubled down and backed himself up. Like,
well, no, he said, "Oh no, I believe that I said that his fingers may have been curled or something." I'm like, "No, I didn't hear that."
He doubled down on flat because when they asked about his hand being flat, he said yes twice.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, that was not. Here's the thing. From what I see,
Hey, Deborah.
people are leaving terrible reviews on these doctors.
Yeah.
Things, and that's not right. That's not right. So I feel bad for them, but also, I don't know. Some of these people are just kind of stupid, if you ask me.
Yeah, I saw that they were saying, not to be leaving those doctors and those expert witnesses like bad negative Google reviews or whatever. That's ridiculous. They should not be doing that. But I guess whenever you like sign up to be a expert witness in a high profile celebrity case and you're getting paid thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, you should realize that you're probably going to get a little backlash on the interwebs.
I agree. If you're getting that much money, you have to be expecting some kind of backlash.
Yeah.
But that doesn't
You're not
mean
getting paid anything. If you're going to be in a case against Johnny Depp,
yeah.
Hello.
But that also does not mean that they deserve it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So it's a hard line to toe because as somebody who is on the internet, you and I, we are subject to any and all comments, whether they're true or not, any and all reviews, comments, questions, any judgments and stuff like that, whether they're warranted or not. Like, we could make an opinion about this case and be in trouble tomorrow. We could make an opinion about a particular diamond company and have our butts tore out next week.
Right.
That's what happens when you're in the public eye, and even at such a small scale comparatively as we are to Johnny Depp. So you have to be like, if you're not, hate to say this, but if your skin is not thick enough to handle the backlash, then you shouldn't be up there. So I'm not saying that it's right, and I'm not saying I'm literally live. No, get out. I'm not saying that they deserved it. I'm not saying that that at all. But if they weren't prepared for that, then they probably shouldn't have gone live.
Right.
Just my opinion. Just my opinion.
I feel the same way. It doesn't nothing. They don't deserve any backlash, but be forewarned, you're going to get it.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, it's like, if even in this community, if you oppose certain people in the community, you're going to get your butt torn out.
Mm-hmm.
In this community, is way smaller comparatively to like Hollywood, for an example.
Okay, so what did we think about Dr. Spiegel?
That's the one that testified about the hand.
No, that was Dr. Moore. Dr. Spiegel is the one that I said had to have been drunk, and then he got feisty and wanted to argue with everybody. That now he was like explaining the whatever the traits of a narcissist, like what they do.
That have to do with anything though? Like, we weren't talking about narcissistic behavior, or so I thought. Like,
well, they were talking about whether Johnny Depp was narcissist.
Yeah, but what point is that? A narcissist does not necessarily mean that somebody is capable of the physical violence that he was accused of. That's
Right.
like saying, like, just because Amber Heard has borderline and histrionic personality disorder, that she's capable of it. That's generalizing. That's a really, 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 really small detail to pick up on and choose to have the basis of your case. Just because he's in Hollywood. Like, bro, if he does not like himself even a little bit, like, he's in the wrong, he's gonna get that attention. He is, still is, always will be one of the greatest actors of this generation. And so if he don't like himself a little bit, like, that's it.
Shelby said that the guy reminded her of the old man from Back to the Future.
That's what I said, Doc Brown. Oh, and also I seen some people say Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! But wait, hold on. I have an impression for you. Hold on.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do I have to answer that? Like, what are you doing here?
She's like, you have to answer the question, sir.
Why are you like?
And they're going,
like, is he the alpaca sitting out front of the court? Like, what is going on with?
Like, did they lead him in by you know, a rope tied around his neck?
Yeah, they had a collar. They collared him in. He was you know, he's a well-trained alpaca. Like, what the hell was that? What was going on with all of that? Oh my god. Shelby said, what was that? Dude, what was that? Like,
I know. I don't know. But when he was like explaining all these different traits of people who are narcissistic or whatever, I'm like, dude, you're like describing yourself, because you just like to hear yourself talk, and you are anybody that thinks that you're not right.
Yeah, and he's also describing Amber, which I found really interesting, because I've noticed over the past couple days of you know, court, that they have been calling witnesses that can speak really to both sides. Like, the damage claims, like, you're sitting here saying that you know, you wouldn't know what kind of money Johnny Depp would be entitled to if Pirates 6 is never made. It's a movie that's not been made yet. So how can you speculate on what Amber Heard might or might not have made based on your claim that Johnny Depp's hasn't been made, so therefore you can't speculate? Like, how can you? I'm just like, oh, I'm just confused, bro.
That's why he ended up drinking like 3/4 of that bottle of Gatorade. Maybe he was getting so fit to be Todd mad that his mouth was turning into cotton and he needed something to drink.
And good God, like, I realized my hair's a little floofy, but I've gone my whole day. His hair was floofy when he woke up. Like, I have ran
that popping up.
Yep, I've been up since 5:30, 5:15, 5:30, maybe earlier, but like up since 5:15, 5:30.
I got up at 8. Aren't you proud of me?
Good job, but that's only because of the trial. Once it's over, you're not doing that anymore.
Shut up.
But I worked a full 8-hour shift. I drove my child to school, drove into work, worked a full 8-hour shift plus my half-hour break, gone and picked my kid up, we went to 4 different places today. No, 5 different places today, and my hair is a little floofy. What the hell is his excuse? All he had to do was drive into court. His testimony was like one of the first ones we saw. So I don't.
Mama Alpaca was outside going to his hair, like trying to get it to fix right, and then it just made it worse. She like did the equivalent of the thumb lick, you know how moms do that. So if he's an alpaca, his mom is the one going to his head.
But like, why so much mouth movement? Like, you're trying to convey contempt when you're angry about the question. I mean, like, there's some eyebrow that I could see happening, but like, why so much mouth?
I don't know. I got tired of listening to him talk, period, though.
He was really rude. He was pissing me off. Like, I was getting angry at work, and I was taking it out a little bit on everyone around me. I was getting so mad.
Elaine asked, this was one of the questions that I wanted to like poke her in the eye over when she said, she asked if Johnny Depp's doodling all the time and eating candy was a narcissistic trait.
But Amber Heard was eating during a deposition. So you like, this is why I keep like, you want to point fingers so badly and portray Johnny Depp as this horrible, awful monster person. But 90 to 95% of the testimony that you're given and or coaxing out of people could go both ways. Like, it's super super easy to call Amber Heard a narcissist. It's super super easy to look at his drug use and go, well, he's a drug user. But you have to remember that he wasn't doing all these drugs alone.
Right.
Like, she was present, she was a willing participant. So if you want everybody to discount the fact that his testimony doesn't mean anything because he was on drugs, then you have to be willing to say that none of the people in the Rocky, Whitney, or Josh, in addition to that Kim Kardashian girl, in addition to Amber Heard herself, none of them are credible. If you want to call Johnny Depp not credible, then none of those people are credible. So it's really like everything that they're doing and saying is a double-edged sword. It's meant to cut Johnny, but it's also slicing deeply into Amber. And I don't think that we're the only people who are noticing it. And if we're not the only people that are noticing it, 99%, I'm pretty sure some of the jury's like, are you hearing the stuff that you're coaxing out of your witness to help your client? And so, I'm really looking forward to hearing their verdict. And I kind of, after it's all said and done, I would like for like some of them to like have a press conference and like talk about what they were doing. I'm sure they can't, but like I would love to hear what was going through their mind at any given point during this trial.
Do you know that I had a dream the other night that I was literally sitting in the courtroom watching, and they had like the jurors all, and I was like looking at all the jurors, and I was like they were talking and like arguing back to one another. Like, it was weird. It was a super, but that's kind of goes to show that I've been doing too much, watching too much trial.
Yeah, me too though, because my son was singing some kind of TikTok song recently. And, it's not necessarily a TikTok song, but a song was popular on TikTok. And my fiance goes, Abigail, you need to stop watching TikTok. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you need to stop watching TikTok. Look at him. He's singing a TikTok song. I'm like, I'm not watching TikToks. He goes, yes, you are. And my kid goes, actually, she's been watching the trial.
Right?
There's no other time.
Good kiddo.
There's no other time in between my start of my day and my end of my day that is not trial related. I am officially a lawyer.
Deborah says they both have the same traits, which nullified his testimony. Saw the alpacas, they were so cute. I agree that whenever you're mentioning everything that Johnny Depp is, it's the same thing with Amber. So if Johnny's testimony is no good, then neither is Amber's, or like you said, or Rocky's, or this one, or that one, or that one, or the other. So, I don't know. Not buying any of it. She said sometimes they stray too far away from the point. I'm sure the jury wasn't impressed. Well, I don't think they would have been impressed with anything today. No. Nothing. Except for the fact that both Amber and Johnny's legal teams made all of Amber's witnesses pretty much push the needle over to Johnny's side a little bit.
Yeah. And you were talking about the jury earlier, and I wanted to mention that I follow a couple people on Twitter who have actually been in the courtroom, and they've been talking extensively. Obviously, they can't post pictures or like give names or anything, but they made
one of them UI guy or whatever.
Yeah, and
I like him, and Jason something.
Yeah, and Runkle of the Bailey also.
Yeah, I like Runkle.
Yeah, so he put up
blonde hair.
Yeah, with the part, and most of the lawyers or most of the jury is really like kind of tired at this point. Like, that's kind of the benefit of going first, and in that Amber's claims they're countersuing rather than like the initial sue. So Johnny Depp's really gotten the opportunity to use them for all their good energy. Like, he started it, and now it's been 6 weeks. These people are tired. I'm tired. I'm gonna be devastated when it's over. But like, I can't imagine. Like, I spend my entire day doing trial stuff, but it's more of a fun thing for me. I couldn't imagine being in this jury right now. I could not freaking.
Wow. No, because we can get up and go to the bathroom. We can call our friends. We can get on and Google rumors. We can, listen to these other people's commentary. We can
bounce it off of each other. Like, if either one of us or both of us were in the jury, we would not be having this conversation right now. We wouldn't be able to. Even if we were both in the jury, we still couldn't have this conversation. So I'm, as much as I would love to be there in person.
Yeah.
Would not want to be there in person as a member of the jury. Like,
so did you hear about the woman with the baby in the gallery?
I did, but let's talk about it just in case somebody else didn't hear about it.
So I'll start with what happened. Apparently, late last night, there was a woman that hopped in line with a newborn infant trying to get in line. And apparently she was kind of like bossy and bumping into people. Apparently she made her baby throw up on some guy next to her. I don't even know. Blah, 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 blah. So she ends up getting into she gets a seat in the courtroom, right? Go ahead, Abigail.
And apparently she's like, Jody, I love you. Our souls are connected. What would you do if this baby was yours? And I'm like, bro, like, calm down. First of all, you're embarrassing yourself. Mm-hmm. You're also embarrassing all thirsty women. Because I think I speak for most people when I say that if Johnny Depp is a good looking man. So I feel like I don't want all thirsty women, because I'll be honest, I'm a little parched, I don't want
what we call it.
Yeah, I don't want all thirsty women to be like, wow. Like, I don't want him to be like, wow, these thirsty ladies. Like, I would rather keep it calm and cool and all that. Like, I don't. Why put your baby into it? Like, the baby's not his. Calm down. Like, oh, also a lot of talk about Amber and potentially Elon Musk's embryos. Have you seen that?
No, but I had heard that was his baby.
I have heard that, but I've also heard that is not true. I'm hoping for his sake that it is not true.
Right.
I don't even know if it's confirmed that they had definitely made embryos together.
It was Baby Cake. She was the one in the gallery going, "Hey, this is your baby."
Am I baby?
Back to the baby story and the mama thing real quick. Apparently there was some sort of a rumor going around that the mom was putting vodka in the baby's bottle. But one of the guys that is doing the live feeds on Twitter, or the live tweets that's in the courtroom, said, no, that was not true. That was not true. So thank God for that.
We just said thank God at the same time. For sure, thank God. That's crazy. Nope, not his baby. That's wonderful. Baby Cakes is famous now for all the right reasons. I mean, if you could be famous for anything, I guess it would be thirsting after Johnny Depp. But I keep it calm, because don't make the rest of us look bad, okay, Baby Cakes?
I did not see her get kicked out of the courtroom.
I had heard that, though. I heard that she was escorted out. Also,
it was apparently after the judge had left for the first morning recess.
I heard earlier. I had heard it was before court had started, but what do I know? Honestly, today was a whirl, because as much as I love my coworkers and as much as I love my job, They don't really understand that when court is in session, I am in court. I am a lawyer. I am not here. Don't talk to me. I don't want to calls. Don't even look over at me. As a matter of fact, if you could just bring me snacks during recess, that would be great. But like other than that, pretend I don't exist. Okay. I am officially in court. Like, don't talk to me. So I could be misremembering about the baby situation because unfortunately my coworkers haven't gotten the memo that I'm a lawyer yet. So
Well, so there was that. The last note that I took was about the whole part where they show that goofy Dr. Spiegel about the black canvases.
oh
And
my God. Yeah.
trying to ask him if taking MDMA can cause you to do that. And then here in my note, because I literally said out loud, I said, "Oh yeah, Elaine," like it says right on the package. Not that it comes in a package, but that if it comes on a package, dear consumer, do not consume this. In consuming this product, it may cause you to just randomly paint canvases solid black.
Yeah. But also, of the notes I did find, I did want to mention that how dare you call him an idiot?
Yeah, he did call him that.
How dare you? How dare you? Like,
now, I did hear him say what context he used the name calling in.
I don't care. I don't care because that's the second time that they have mocked Johnny Depp. And notice how none of Johnny Depp's team is mocking anything on Amber's side, whether it's witnesses or anything like that. Johnny Depp was called an idiot. And also Elaine went, "You'll never see my eyes again." That was so rude. Like, y'all are
my eyes again.
I know, you're so rude. Like, imagine a world where if Johnny Depp did that and Johnny Depp's team did that, like they have conducted themselves with, and maybe I'm biased, I'm willing to admit it, but they have conducted themselves extremely respectfully, especially to the sensitive nature of the topic at hand.
Right.
And here Elaine Brennerhoff comes with her "what if any," and her huffing and puffing and mocks him, and then the damn
she does the "do you know?" It's like the Muffin Man.
I know the Muffin Man.
That was so funny.
What if muffins did you bring to the meeting today? What if any blueberry muffins specifically? What if any blueberry muffins did you bring to the meeting today?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know the Muffin Man?
She kept, "Do you know? Do you know?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And then another thing that got me today was she was I think it was cross. I think no, it must have been direct. I don't know, but she was like she said something and she was trying to lay a foundation and the judge was like, "Just ask what they know." Like, how embarrassing is that? Because like I'm not going to speculate on people's ages, but it's clear to me that Elaine is probably older than the judge. And the judge is a judge. Mm-hmm. So the judge has gotten higher up in her career than Elaine. And there's no shame in lawyering versus judging because clearly I'm neither. I'm just saying, like, when you really look at it and you've got a judge who I perceive to be younger than Elaine, and Elaine is a lawyer and she's arguing with the judge.
Right.
I just like the whole, like, what did you say the other day? Elaine needs to go take a nap somewhere.
She needs a pillow and a blanket and go sit down in the chair in the back of the courtroom and go take a nap. But I'm telling you, I've said this forever now. The woman does not know how to ask a question.
What if any?
Correct way.
What if any? What if any? Every time
I don't know how to ask a question, for God's sakes, but I'm not a lawyer.
Well, right? I feel like I've been watching a lot of legal commentary because, you know, for for somebody who this is a first time looking at a court case, looking at anything like legal wise, you might assume that there's nothing wrong with what she's doing. So it's important to kind of figure out, like, obviously you can
Really?
tell Camille versus Elaine, like the big stark contrast. But I was
Mhm.
looking, and you know, when you're asking questions like that, instead of saying what if any, because those are all leading questions, because you're saying what if any, indicating that there is something, and then you fill in the blank, like what if any color was the car, what if any shade of red was the car, versus what color was the car. Like,
Mhm.
stick to who, what, when, where. Not not you don't have to talk about what they said. It's not that kind of thing, because that's, you know, that's hearsay. But just stick to the who, what, when, where, why, rather than what if any, because when you say what if any, it indicates that there is a what to say what about. And so, because I, like I said, I've been spending all of my time, like, even when I'm not in court and court is not in session, I am still looking into legal stuff, because it's on my page now. Like, I can't escape.
Right.
So I'm indulging in this time. And yeah, so who, what, when, where, why, rather than what if any. So just,
Dawn.
we become lawyers.
Hey, Dawn. Hey, you really? I was going to say hi a while ago, but it was kind of low. Deborah says that was bad. The judge should not have to tell you to just ask a question. What, if any, is not a quantitative question. So I always assume that what, if any, works for not leading, because you're saying what, if any. And so, from in my perspective, if any allows the fact that there is none.
Yeah, but also, like, I'll link you to a video that I watched. It was where this guy had basically given like a fake like example. That's where I got the car thing from. He said that when you ask a question about what shit, like, it's a leading question, because when you say what if any shade of red, it's indicating that the car's shade is red, versus what color is the car. So when she says what if any indication of repeated MDMA use would this indicate, with the black painting on the things, she's indicating that instead of saying it like that, what she could have and probably should have said is this indicative of anything we talked about today? Or she could have said something like, what, I mean, if she has to phrase everything with what if anything, she could have been like, what if anything is this, would you consider this indicative of, rather than like just full blown, like, she's giving she's giving them the answer,
Right, right.
rather than just asking a question.
Hmm.
Not always when the answer is already known, it's leading. Yeah, yeah. So
I remember, what was it that she said the other day in the microphone to the judge? Didn't she say something like, what, if anything, is the cure all, or
no,
is the.
she said what if anything is the cure all, but the way that you say that, you could be taking it two ways. You could have taken it as if like she was asking the judge, like, what if anything is the cure all? Like, help a sister out. Like, what if anything? Or she could have been like, yeah, actually, what if anything is the cure all? And either way you look at it, it just really is quite
Oh, that's so funny. I just never want to hear those two words together again.
it's my favorite thing to do and say now. Ureli and I were talking on Friday, and she messaged me, and I was like, she said, "What if anything are you doing today?" And with court not being in session, and I was like, "Objection, leading." Like, don't lead my
Cool.
like. This is it, but no matter what happens, like, I think we all have to come together as a community and support one another, because the withdrawal is going to be so real come Friday.
I
Like,
know.
we're going to be hurting for, like, how are we going to go back to watching murder shows after this? Like,
Watching you season 2, episode 2, or whatever,
yeah, how are we going
being like, I don't want to watch you.
to do this? Like,
Are you people that's out there that's wanting to get back to the Murdery Monday?
I think we deserve like some kind of like I don't know what we deserve, but like we do not deserve to have to go back to you, because I was talking to my coworkers today and I was like, I literally cannot believe that this entertainment is free. Like, how am I not being charged for this?
Hey, Susie Q. Ureli says, what, if anything, are we going to watch?
We could start it all over.
I have trouble getting through a 3-day weekend, says Heidi.
I'm saying, like, what, if anything, are we going to watch, Ureli? Like, what, if anything?
So, are there any other trials that are coming up, like Monday? Anything?
I think we're just, we're gonna have to find something. We're gonna have to hope that the success that this has brought so many YouTube channels with the streaming and being able to comment on things, we're gonna have to hope that they realize that this is something that people enjoy,
Right.
and maybe we could do this instead of murders.
Finish you. We have to get that out. Yeah, I know Marilyn Manson. The Marilyn Manson thing is coming up, but I don't know when his trial starts.
Yeah, I would watch that if it's live.
I would too, but I don't really like him.
It depends on who's commentating along with it. Like, I found that I am more likely to enjoy it. Because I
call him.
What?
Says you can find the Baywatch episodes that Jason Momoa was on for the eye candy.
I could, or I heard that Amber Heard played a love interest for Spencer Reed at Criminal Minds. So I'm gonna have to go back and like a little.
Maybe they'll charge Amber with perjury, says Dawn. Shelby says a girl can dream.
I mean,
thanks, Susie Q.
I think if thanks Susie Q. I think that if they do, if they if they end up, if there is a, what if any trials are coming up, if there are any, I think that we should consider watching them, because I feel like I've always enjoyed, legal dramas, as cased and pointed by How to Get Away with Murder. I've always enjoyed it.
You're right.
But also Scandal was really good, but that's less of a legal, more of like it's still kind of legal. Generally speaking, I've always enjoyed legal stuff, but this has opened my eyes to just how much I enjoy it. So if there is not a trial case coming up, I'm going to have to trial case something else that's already previous and past.
Yeah. Ureli wants to know, what are the charges in his case? If you mean Marilyn Manson, I think it's another defamation suit, but I don't know who's suing.
Hold on. I'll look it up right now.
I've heard the name, but I can't remember. It seems like it's another, it was a woman, but I don't remember who or what claims she made. I don't even really know. The only thing I had heard is about him in this trial is what made me aware of that. So, Ureli says, I literally LOL'd when the Hollywood expert compared Amber Heard with Zendaya. I know.
No.
I was like, no, not even. Like, I know who Zendaya is. I've known who Zendaya is for years. I didn't even know who Amber Heard was until all this mess. I didn't know when Aquaman came out that the woman that played in the movie was Johnny Depp's wife. Mm-hmm. Didn't know that. Had no clue.
Yeah, I only knew her because I love Johnny Depp, but I didn't know her on her own merits. And additionally, you gotta scoff when they compare her to Zendaya, but you also have to scoff when you compare her to Gal Gadot. Like,
yeah.
And Jason Momoa, like, ma'am, like, are you not aware, like, that Amber Heard was relatively unknown up until Johnny Depp wifed her? Like,
and when I say this whole thing, I don't mean the trial. I mean, when the allegations came out that he was being abused by his wife, that's when I knew who Heard was. But
I knew who she was since the allegations that he was abusing her came out. Yeah. So I knew I never believed them, but then it recently, like over time, has come out that she was actually the abuser, not the abused.
Right.
But I knew her. Oh, look at my cat laying on the floor. What a handsome boy. Oh my gosh, he's a handsome boy. Yeah. But I knew who she was, but only because of Johnny Depp. It's not like I was ever like, oh my god, I'm an Amber Heard stan. Like if I was gonna go watch Aquaman, I'm gonna tell you right now, it wouldn't have been for her. Like,
No, and probably most men wouldn't have went and watched it for her either.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying.
You had the thirsty ladies looking at Jason Momoa, or you had the action thirsty men looking at Jason Momoa's action scenes. We was not coming here for no Amber Heard, and I stand behind that. The only person that cared if Amber Heard was in that movie was Amber Heard, and I stand behind that. I feel like that's a pretty yeah, I stand behind that. That's a hill I'm willing to die on.
Yeah, and Ureli said,
Oh my god, I just got a message. I see you. I see it. I see it. I'm not I know that the reason that you're posting it to me directly is cuz you don't want to. I get it. I will talk to Jenny after. That is an excellent idea. Jenny, I'm going to talk to you after. I was just given the most excellent idea in the entire universe, and quite frankly, like if we don't do it, I'm going to do it without you.
well, okay. Oh my God. Ureli says, almost choked in my water when she said Zendaya crazy, but yes, she used comparables
Yeah.
that weren't really comparable. Comparables, comparable, whatever, wasn't comparable.
Yeah,
and I agree. And she didn't even whenever they would say these different, like when Dennison, is that his name? That lawyer, when he kept asking questions and she's like, I don't know. I don't really watch Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek fan. Well, he's a so and so is like the main person in this movie. And then he's like, do you know who Captain Kirk is? And she's like, no, but I don't like. I'm like, how can you compare anything if you don't even know
You're just choosing
half these movies or half these people?
Yeah, you're just choosing people that were in superhero movies, which that's not you. I understand it's comparing fruit, but you can't compare something like, I mean, I may be wrong here, but I feel like Marvel has more of a fan base. Again, I totally could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not like a super comic book fan. I would rather watch the Marvel movies than read the Marvel comics, but I would also rather watch Marvel movies than DC movies. So I feel like, based on the fact that we talked about it recently about how Marvel movies are just like, it's a different type of movie completely.
Right.
Dude, realize you're on camera, right? Like you're just going to stand there in the doorway and be on camera.
Ellie's crying. Let me make sure she's okay.
I'll continue the conversation. I got this. I'll hold it down. But when you sit there and compare superheroes, I understand, like I said, that you're trying to compare fruit, but it's not. They're not the same thing. Like, even just in the DC universe, when you have somebody like Jason Momoa, who was the star, and you have Gal Gadot, who was the star of Wonder Woman, it's not even. It's like you're comparing fruit, but it's still apples to oranges, even in the same cinematic universe as DC. It's a completely different animal entirely when you talk about Zendaya, who is a massive star in her own right, and really Disney was lucky to get her for Spider-Man. And you're comparing Zendaya, who has been on TV since she was 13.
I mean, my God, she was on Dancing with the Stars years ago.
Right. So what basis? What if
The
any?
Greatest Showman or
Yeah.
Greatest Showman?
Yeah, on Disney Channel. She's
Yeah.
on Euphoria, which is a massive show right now. So what if any basis was there to compare those people? Like, what if any? What if any? And that's just how I feel. Okay.
Exactly, Deborah. You can't be an expert if you know nothing about the craft. Now, that would be like them calling me in as an expert witness on crafts when all I know about is diamond painting and a little bit of cross stitch. I know nothing about crochet knitting. And the person who is on trial
is a crocheter.
Needles. Heck if I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yeah,
It
100%.
makes no sense.
It's bad, and all it does really is because she was they were asking for continuals and I can't remember, it was 2 C words. And she's like, I'm not an expert in semantics. Like, you were using these words, you should know what they mean. Like, I'm not
Causation and correlate,
yeah,
correlate causation or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, and she was using these words, and it's like she said she wasn't an expert in semantics, but like if you're going to use these words, you should have the wherewithal to back them up.
Mm-hmm.
If not, please don't use them, because
Right.
get snippy and say I'm not an expert in semantics. Like, no, but you're an expert in the field you're supposed to be experting in. So expert in it. Like, expert.
Yeah.
Properly, please. It was just yeah.
Wow, she's made over $60,000 just on this case. That witness alone.
Well, to be honest, if you pay me $60,000, I'll use causation and correlation in a sentence without having any idea what the hell they mean.
Yeah, but don't come with no graphs, facts, and figures.
Yeah.
That mean anything.
But that's really like
She's trying to say that in however much time she's lost out on, like, what did she say? Like 40 to $50 million.
$45 million, and the basis of this was that she would double every single Aquaman, which, okay, fine, whatever, that's fine for Aquaman, but she's also saying that she's going to make 1.2 million on each TV show. She's also saying that she could have had contracts. So what you're saying makes no sense in the context when you say in the same vein that we won't know, like specifically the Netflix movie, that was not, it was not done. How can you say that she lost money off this Netflix thing that didn't come to fruition, but Johnny Depp did not in fact lose money over Pirate 6? It doesn't, like, you don't, like, you're making no sense, and you're just making yourself look stupid.
Yeah.
And that's my feelings, and that's my thoughts.
But she says, I know we are far past this, but Depp's attorney that kept saying he objects but didn't post a reason was irking me because he didn't come with reason. He kept being overturned. Bring back Camille.
Well, I'll tell you why that was happening. So, like, I've been spending, like I said, a lot of time watching, they call it LawTube, watching a lot of LawTube, and they're saying that even it's strategic objections. When you feel that your opponent lawyer is getting a good flow, you will object to break their flow, whether you think that it's because there's no penalizations for objections. Like, I can object to Jenny all I want. I'm not going to get fired. I'm not going to get fined. She's not going to kick me out. Like, that's just not gonna, it's not a thing that's gonna happen. So, well, I mean, if we were in lawyers,
I know, I'm kidding.
if we were in the court of law, like, I could object to you as many times as I wanted, and there's be a penalty for me. So all he was doing was really breaking up the flow, especially when, to be honest, her testimony was quite compelling at first.
Right.
At first, when she got into facts and figures and started pulling numbers out of her butt, that was not as so compelling. But her testimony was incredibly compelling at first, and that's why he was objecting. He was objecting to break the flow. And I'm saying this as if I'm an expert because I've spent some time on LawTube. So now I am an expert witness, and I expect that I be paid the $60,000 that these people are being paid. Thank you.
I'll say that I understand what you mean about, like, being it irking you, but what irks me more is when Elaine gets objected to every 2 seconds.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. Objection. Leading.
And
Compound.
is literally, like, sustained 98% of the time. Secondly, because she don't know how to ask a question. Second, what annoys me is, what did annoy me about him, the Dennison guy, is not so much that the objection thing as it was him just kind of hammering on for, like, about nothing for what seemed like forever. And I'm like, I mean, you're gonna fight, which I think he was just trying to, like, push time out. I don't know, but
That's the speculation that I've seen. So anybody who might not have been in the chat earlier today, I mentioned that the speculation that I've seen around is because they've been talking about having Johnny Depp called back to testify for, in favor of Amber. Basically, they were going to, question him again. So I've seen speculation that the reason that they allowed Dennison to kind of just be annoying and irritate everyone is that he did not want because when you're under oath, you cannot talk to anybody about your testimony, including your lawyers. So I've seen the speculation that they were trying purposely to run out the clock so that Johnny Depp would not have to take the stand today, so that he wouldn't have to go a full 24 hours without talking to his lawyers. Because to be honest, his lawyers are incredibly integral to what's going on right now for him. They are his support 100%. Like, you can see when he gets upset, he gets reassurance from his lawyers, because his lawyers are probably the first people he's gotten like any kind of support from, because
Right.
Amber Heard has had so much negative things to say. Also, one more thing I wanted to bring up, and then I'll relinquish, because I've been talking so much. I'll relinquish. But I heard that. Crap. Give me a second. Maybe you should take over for a second while I think this through. This is my thinking phase.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Dawn says, I was listening to a body language expert tear Amber apart. It was hysterical. Yes. Heidi says, yeah, he can object to every other word if he wants. And Stacey said the old crockety doctor was irking the crowd out of me too. Yes.
Oh,
Talked about him earlier. Ureli says she thinks it was strategy. Yeah. Deborah says there's no way to know what a person's future income might be, because you can only speculate what could happen, not what will happen. And then Ureli says, yeah, I agree. I love how Johnny Depp and Ben Chu just looked at each other when the doc was making those weird facial expressions.
Oh, I remember. So a lot of people have testified that Johnny Depp actually started spiraling around Rum Diaries. Now, whether or not that's something that the jury is going to pick up on or not is a completely different story. But they've even timelined it. Some people have saying, yeah, he's been acting wild for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. 10 years ago was 2012. 2012 was when he was in a relationship with Amber. So, needless to say, there's probably a correlation.
Correlation or causation?
I am not an expert in statistics, Jenny. What, if anything, are you getting at?
Okay. I'm just saying, does it correlate to one, or is she the cause of his downfall?
Yeah.
I'm playing.
No.
You really says the doctor was something else. Absolutely he was. He was super annoying.
I just found it really interesting. I was sitting there, I was in court, because when court's in session, we're all in court. And I was in court and I was just listening to it. And I was literally, I had to pull my headphone out a couple times and play it for my coworkers, because I literally could not believe what I was hearing. And I had to share it with the class, because I literally, I'm just looking around, is anybody else hearing this? Is no one else gonna, but no, it was in my ears. So nobody else was hearing it. But it was just and it's I'm embarrassed for these people. These people are actual people.
I don't know. Now, they did say that Kate Moss will be up on Wednesday. Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Moss is scheduled to be a witness on Wednesday.
What thing have you heard about Jennifer Howell?
I don't know, but I did take a screenshot of one of her last Instagram posts.
I'm worried, because if she's been watching the trial, she can't participate. And that's going to be such a pain in the ass. It really is, because she has strong testimony for Johnny.
They say she's already on the witness list and was prior to the.
I hope so. That's the case. I really do. Because I've heard rather that, God, I can't even say heard without getting annoyed. I heard that she was posting about it and like watching it. So,
hold on a second. Where would that be? All photos. Let me scroll down to the bottom so I can see the Instagram post of hers that I screenshotted. Where is it? I don't see it here. Doggone it. Well, it's on my phone, but it had something to do. It had something to do with I can't remember. Something to do with neutrality, like being neutral. I can't remember exactly but it was kind of like, But I had heard that she had posted recently about her house being broken into, and they felt like it was her being like bullied by Heard's team.
Witness tampering.
Yeah. But when I went and found her Instagram account, I didn't see anything on there. So I don't know if she like deleted that, or I looked on her stories and I didn't see anything there. The Jennifer Howell person, Shelby. Okay, Ureli. She's at the Cairo. She'll catch up after.
All right.
Stacy says it was funny to hear on Thursday or whatever last day was last week that defense only had 8 hours. Well, there goes the day for them. And Depp had, So today, at the end of the day, Amber's team has 4 hours and something time remaining, and Johnny's team has 16 something hours remaining.
Yeah. So that's why, even though it was kind of like the questioning at the end of the day was kind of pointless, there was a little bit of a point to it, because if the speculation of him being called back to the stand is true, then it was more of a favor. But also, like, they've got nothing but time. Like,
right.
The way that Elaine friggin' what if anything, objection, what if anything, objection, they're gonna burn the last like 4 hours out tomorrow. And even if they don't, it's gone by Wednesday. And they've still his team still has, if court is in session from 9:30 to 5:30 or 9 to 5:30 or whatever you want to call it, that's 2 full days of questioning for Johnny Depp, and Amber Heard has half a day. Yeah. So even if they spread their 2 hours and how many ever minutes out amongst the last 3 days, that's totally fine. Do what you want. Johnny Depp is going to have the last word, literally and figuratively.
Exactly. And that's kind of like, and it's weird though, because you know how we talked about how slow Johnny talks and how it takes him forever to answer a question. So I figured for the longest time that it was him that chewed up all their hours, which it was, but also, I don't know.
I had thought how he was, because I listened to his testimony on 2 times speed because I was not fully caught up at the time because I had the whole Wi-Fi situation. So when I watched his testimony, it was more to catch up rather than to savor it. Like, I was savoring Amber's cross-examination. Like, I even watched it again, just so everyone knows. I thought that was so good. I watched it again. Anyways, the point is that, yes, I thought he was burning up time too, but like when you look at it, he was on the stand for like 2-ish days. Amber was how long? Like 3. She was she was for longer. She was on the stand from last Thursday, not this past Thursday, but from last Thursday all the way up until Tuesday or Wednesday.
Well, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm gonna have to go back and figure it out. But yeah, no, well, it's also like a lot of her lawyers are kind of dumb, whereas like you can idiot. whereas Johnny Depp is his lawyers are very like the first question was the friggin' eyes. Like he can't look at you in the eyes, and why is that? Like his lawyers are very like precise.
The point.
Yeah. And whereas her lawyers are just kind of wandering out in the ocean, hoping that someone, specifically the judge, will throw them a life preserver.
I will say that this Dennison guy that was up today, I'm not a super huge fan of his.
I'm not either. He is my least favorite on his team. I can't wait for Ben Chew to get back up. Like,
Yeah, me too. I feel like he's gonna chew this a-hole was what I think.
Yeah. But Camille, Ben, and also, you know who else is pretty good was the blonde girl that did a little bit of questioning. And then there's another brunette with curly hair. I don't know her name. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's
that's in back a lot of the times doing a lot of the research work.
Yeah, so you've got Dennison, Ben, Camille, the blonde, and then that one. So and then
another blonde-headed woman that I saw sitting beside of Johnny Depp today that wasn't the same blonde woman that got up the other day. I don't know who this woman was.
I don't know who that was either. But you know what? You know what I find really interesting? We know Rattenburn and Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
There's the one guy that was asking a lot of.
Oh yeah. The one that objected to his own question. I forgot about him. Either way, we've seen 3 of Amber's lawyers, and it's really because Ben's team works well together, whereas they're just kind of like throwing the spaghetti at the wall.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get something to stick.
Yeah, and it's rough. It's rough.
Yep. Well, girlfriend, I guess we better get off here. It's 7:04. So let's put Abigail's link. Let me go grab it. Since I'm on you.
Back tomorrow on my channel for the continuation of trial day 21.
Yes.
And then when we get off, I have to talk to you about what message I was sent.
Okay. Perfect. Let me go find you. Diamonds and Floss with Abigail. There she be. Copy. So if you're not following Abigail already, which most of you probably are, but if you're not, make sure to click this link and go follow her, because she will be we will be doing the live for Johnny Depp's trial and Amber Heard's trial. I guess I should include her.
Is she really present though?
We'll be discussing it over there on her channel tomorrow. So here's the link. Paste. There she be. Thank you, Stacy. Thanks for the having people thumbs up. So thanks for coming and hanging out. Make sure to thumbs up before you leave. And then head over to Abigail's channel. Click subscribe. Click her notification bell. And we'll see you over there at her place tomorrow. Okay?
Bye.
I'll bring coffee.
I'll bring
nice coffee today.
Wow.
All right, that's it. We'll talk to you guys later. See you tomorrow. Bye.